Dr. Salah. My name is Maha, and I have a question that I've been really curious to know the answer to. But if you feel like you don't want to answer this question for any kind of reason, I totally understand. But I've been thinking about people who are always under the influence of smoking weed or drugs like heroin. They always reflect on their feeling of relief and not worrying about anything in life. So I'm wondering, what does these drugs do to your vibration? I'm assuming because they always feel happy under the influence. I'm assuming that it raises their vibration. But if so, why aren't they accomplishing anything in life? Just from what I saw, what I observed. Thank you so much.
Hello, Maha. Well, it's a very good question. There is two sides of anything. There is always benefit and there is harm. You study the way you use it, and you study the quantities. For example, even water can be harmful if a person drinks it with big quantities. So anything can be. Heroin, I don't know, because there isn't that much benefit we can cite. Now, other things or stronger things, such as, for example, morphine, can be used, and it is used in medicine. When a person goes through surgery or so much pain, they might use morphines to calm the pain. Same with marijuana, for example. It can be used for medicinal purposes. That's why there is two sides. Now, the danger is of using such drugs, because such drug might, because it's called the cannabis group, which is the scientific name for marijuana, is used through history with the Sufis, the shamans, and the monks to get into an altered state. Now that can be beneficial there. However, the danger with using any kind of drugs is the addictive components in that drug. So it might lead to addiction. Marijuana, for example, has over 480 compounds in that plant itself. One of the main ones is the THC, which is why people smoke marijuana, to get high or to get in that altered state. So it might be used for religious or spiritual purposes, but the harm on the long term is much more than the benefit in the short term. Now, some manufacturers have taken the THC out of it and left what is medicinal there, such as the CBD, and I use it almost daily, and it is called, you can find it under the name hemp oil. Now that takes out the effective drug of making you high. So when you drink hemp oil or you use it, it's not going to get you drugged or high, because they have taken the compounds that actually make the person get into that state, but leaving the medicinal uses of it. Now, there's so much talk about this, and it is actually one of the very main promising therapies in the world today, if it is used good. But the Arab world, still, we are struggling with people and authorities that would never understand that point. So as soon as they see cannabis, they consider it a drug, and a person could be imprisoned for it. However, you can order it using express mail from England or from America or from any European country, and it can be shipped to you without anybody knowing, because it would say hemp oil, and there is no harm in it, and people are not going to get high. So if you drank a whole bottle, you would not get high. So you get the benefit from the medicinal uses for it, but without getting the harm of being addictive to it or getting high or losing your mind. Because some people, it will be very harmful for them, even if they had it for a few times, because they could break out with the psychosis issue. they could start hallucinating, and that might start a bigger problem, which is a psychotic problem. And it has happened to thousands of people. So it is very careful. Not everybody can handle such a drug. That's number one. Number two, you do not need to get to that state by using marijuana. You can meditate or use any other ways. So those who use it actually escape. It is the same as using ayahuasca, for example. It is if a person uses ayahuasca first time, he might feel, wow, so where did I go, and stuff like that, and maybe they're trying to get their vision or something like that, which I don't understand really. You need to be really awake and aware to really get to know your mission and vision. But some people are so lost, they have to lose their mind to find their mission or vision. However, if you do it one time, maybe it's okay. Second time, I don't know, maybe okay. But if you do it more times, then you start developing this idea that the world is conspiracy against you or against each other, or there is a huge conspiracy. So you start hallucinating. Although other people around you might not notice that this is because of the ayahuasca, but your behavior will change. So people need to be very careful in using things to lose their mind to get a spiritual meaning. I do not believe that that's possible. Now, if it happened to some people, then that's some people. But when majority of people get harm if they continue to use ayahuasca, or they continue to use marijuana, or they continue to use heroin by using its components that will get you to be drugged or high. Now, if you use hemp oil, that's a different story, which is a very smart idea, making use of the cannabis, but without being drugged or being high. Thank you, Maha, for the question. That's a very good one.